Hello everyone and welcome back to another Ooblets video. Haven't done one of these in a while because I'm working on a big Ooblet project that's taking a lot of time, but I figured in the meantime while we're waiting for that project, I could do this really fun video which is a tour of all of Ooblets. So all the different areas, all the different places, all the different buildings. So let's just jump straight into it by talking about the farm. All of you guys who play this game know what the farm looks like. This is what it looks like when it's completely cleared out. If you're wondering what the houses are, each house is a little coop where you can house your different Ooblets. I have exactly 50 of these buildings on my lot because there are 50 different types of Ooblets you can get, and I have an coop for every Ooblet type. As you can see, I'm still working on fully upgrading them, but eventually I'm actually really close. I think I have like 6 more to fully upgrade, and then I've got them all fully upgraded. I also have 1 empty coop right now, so I'm only missing 1 out of the 50 Ooblets. And then I'll have at least 1 of every type. A bunch of them I have all 3, but I still got a long way for collecting them all, but I will get there. So, the next important thing to look out is the house. As people know, if you click C on the outside, you can decorate the outside of your house with the different types of paint. Going inside, you normally start with a room. I want to say it's this size. I'm going to assume it is. I can't remember. It's been a while since I had a one-room house. And then later on, you can add in a second room, followed by a third room. So I have all 3 fully upgraded rooms. This might actually be the one you start with, and then it's that one and that one. I'm not sure how it works. It's been a while, like I said. So I, of course, have just a bedroom, a living room, and a kitchen, because that's how I decided to do my house. But you can decorate each of the walls and floors individually, fill it with lots of fun things, and buy stuff from shops. Houses are just really fun and customizable, and I absolutely adore how weird my house looks. So the first thing of note when you go outside of your world is this map. I always say if you're looking for a very specific person, check this map. It tells you exactly where they all are and how you can get to them. So like we're here, and you can see where literally everyone else is right now. So just a fun fact actually about Officer Zeffel is that the moment you enter into this world, he will start following you. So he's very easy to find. He will come to you. I don't know why he follows you. It's really freaking creepy. But I don't know, maybe we're suspicious characters. But as you could see, he's making his way towards me right now. It's creepy, I hate it. But yeah, he'll find his way to you. So we can go into Mead's store. And this is where you can buy all of your seeds and, of course, meet with Mead. Hello, Mead. You can sell all of your different fruits and stuff here. So as you can see, I have a bunch that I could sell if I really wanted to. You can buy your seeds here. Every day a different seed is whatever percent off. I don't know how much percentage off, but there'll be a seed. You can buy watering cans, spare hose, and all the upgrades and stuff right from Mead's shop. Moving right next door, we have this guy who is the Plenty's bulk sorter, where you can do different orders and, you know, make some money this way. This is actually a really good way to make money. I made a good chunk of my money doing this, so I highly recommend them. At the beach, this is a good place to find Outgrid. She's at the beach in the morning, and then after the morning, near the afternoon, she heads up towards outside of her clubhouse, so if you don't see her there, she's probably there. So the beach is just a good area to get different items. The other important thing to keep your eyes out for is the treasure map, because that is what leads you to different specialized Ooblets islands. I'll show you what one of those looks like, and from there, that's the only place you can find a very specific Ooblet types. So the one that I'm missing is actually on one of those islands. I've just been very unlucky and haven't gotten that last island. We also have Taffy here. So she's often found, ooh, thanks Taffy. You can often find her right here in the center of the square. If she's not here in the early morning, you can find him, her, whatever, right up here on the top of the stairs. So those are the 2 places you'll find Taffy. So let's go through this. This is something you'll get to unlock at some point, which is your shop. But this is where you can stock items and sell them to other people. You activate the minigame through the register up here. I mean, you activate the game through the open shop, so you just open shop there, and you can check people out on the cool register, which is fun. And then they have, like, cool weekly events as well, which doubles, like, the price of things, which is kind of fun. Your shop neighbor is the Kikabon? Oh my. And here is where you can buy different clothes. The clothes change every single day, so it's worth checking to see what new outfits. I own all the outfits, but this is also where you can find Charles every day. This is the best place to go and talk to him. Which leads you to another very easy person to find, which is inside the manto tree. You will always find Spurn. I'm pretty sure she never moves. And here is where you can buy all of the different furniture. This is also where you get your upgraded houses, can buy medium display cases for your shop, and do all of this cool crafting. I really wish you could have one of these in your house. I'm hoping they add that someday. Surprisingly, this computer does not turn on once the internet does. Fun fact, you can't use it. Continuing through town, here's Mayor Tinsel, so we can say hi to her. This is a good place to always find her. If she's not here, she's inside her office, but I know that the office isn't always open. Regulga spends her afternoons here, but eventually in the evening you'll find her inside of her laboratory, and I think that's also where you find her in the morning. I'm not sure, I never go see her in the morning. Mildew is here in the morning and afternoon, but in the evening he can be found not on these stairs, but the ones next to Mildew's shop. So let's go and see what's inside the town hall. So inside the town hall, you get the list of tinsel tasks, so it's a good place to find that. And you also, this is where all of the displays can be found. There's 3 bedrooms here, so we have the licensing office. And in here is a person. I've never seen a person in here. In here is the photo booth. You can pay money to take photos with your Ooblets, so I can select 3 of these guys. Let's get all my presents photos. Let's get a Christmas photo. Let's go. You go inside, and the photos always turn out weird and goofy, especially if you have a shrunken or enlarged... Oh, that's funny. Yeah, and then you get pictures, and you can save them on the computer. I'll show you where those photos are stored. But that's what's in this room. In the center, you have Zephel's office, and here you can find a lot of fun, like, cool little things. So, you know, I believe, yeah, there's always gummies here. There's a bar here, right? Yep, there's the Quid Tart. And occasionally I think there's something in this one, if I remember correctly. I haven't seen it in a while, so they might have gotten rid of it, but there used to be something also in the other filing cabinet. But this is Zipfel's office. You can clearly tell he lives in the prison, which is a little bit sad, but sure. See, he follows you. He's not going into his office. He's only going to his office because I'm in there. He's so freaking creepy. I hate it. And then in here you have Tinsel's office, where this board is where you can see the pictures, so you can add a bunch of your saved photos. So I'm going to add my favorite out of these. You can see that other people have their photos on here. You can delete these, and you can remove them, or you could download them. But they're very cute, but I have some of my favorite photos, I think 3, my favorite photos on here. And there's no, like, little goodies in this room, so literally the only reason you'd want to go in here is here. At some point during the game in here, there are secrets on Tinsel's desk, so it's worth coming in to get to read, like, all the fun secrets on her desk. But once those run out, there's no other reason to come in here unless you want to download some of your photos. And that is the entire mayor's office house thing. In the center of the town, you have your wishy well. In here you can buy all the different things. There's also upgrades you'll buy, and recipes, and a ton of other stuff. As you can see, I've personally bought all those things, and also have way too many wishes. I wish I could share my wishes with you, because I feel like you guys could have better use of them than me. But I do still buy things like the Speedy Grow Pro when I'm growing Ooblets, because I'm impatient. So while in the morning, Pedrig spends his day in the Midtown Center, in the afternoon he spends his time in his shop where he does hair. So here you can actually change your hair, change your facial hair, and your recolor your hair. You do have to buy them all if I remember correctly. Yeah, so I haven't bought them all, which is weird. At some point I'll buy all the hairstyles and colors, but you can get all of the... This is where you can kind of change your appearance up a little bit. You can also, as you can see, find coins here, so just right there is where the coins grow. I also think there were secrets here at some point, if I remember correctly, so, but either way, this is a place that's worth to come in so you can talk to Pedrig, find your little coins, and also some secrets. So Milda, I'm going to pronounce all their names wrong. So Milda likes to sit outside here in the afternoon and mornings. I think she's here in the mornings. In the evening, she's going to go sit outside of her clubhouse, which is pretty cool. Inside Club Cafe, this is where you can buy the tea set at some point, which is a very useful tool to have, and also where you can talk to Juggle. Thank you. You can also buy Spressy and Spring Brings and Bean Juice, or sell your, teas, coffees, and treats directly to Dribble for a pretty hefty price. So it's a good place to make money selling directly to her. Next up is the Mimpin's Clubhouse. Eventually you'll have this unlocked. And in here is where you find Vivian, who is giving me some stuff for being a good friend. Thank you, Vivian. Much appreciated. So in the Vivian Clubhouse, you can deposit things. This one, the Mippins, is still glitched in that it's still asking me for something that doesn't exist in the game yet. But you can also get its cards. You can buy the Mippins Marshmallow to dance battle with. And you can buy their accessories. One thing to note is if you don't have this unlocked, don't worry, you can still talk to Vivian. He can often be found in the research lab, which I will show you guys later. He's there mostly in the afternoon. So we are going to head up here and take a look at some of the other places. This is that research lab I was talking about where you could find Vivian sometimes. And as you can see, it's the afternoon, so Rungalia's here. Ara also comes here in the afternoon. If she's not in here, she might be either outside her house or actually inside the house. The fun things and important things to note that are here is that this is where you upgrade the Hunker Bot, which will then tell you what people are craving, and then you can up friendship faster. This is also where you can scan Ooblets. Rugula does have to be here in order for you to scan Ooblets, otherwise it doesn't work. So make sure you come late in the afternoon or early in the morning to get that done. You can also print things here. So you can print all of the different Ooblets that you download in the database, and they make cute little figurines, which you need to complete the mayor's house collection thing, so that's important. You can also do trinklets, and if you find any squares while fishing, you can bring those here and they will unlock different cute little trinkets for you to print out and decorate your house with. Another thing is, early on in the game, there's secrets here as well, so this is another place to find some interesting facts about the locals. So this is one of the non-NPC houses, so just a random person, and this is the best place to get coins if you need them. This chest is also a great place for early obsidian. This chest will be your best friend. Also, what? Coco, Mystic Beast. That's new! I haven't been in this house in a while. We're gonna move on to over here, which is the Peak Snubs Clubhouse, which normally you can find its owner sitting here on the couch, but it doesn't look like he's here today. I can show you where else you can find him, so if he's not here, he's going to be in front of the newspaper stand. But this is the place where you can get their cards, the Peak Snub Pickle, which is needed to tame their pets, and then also, in my personal opinion, some of my favorite Ooblet accessories come from this club. So just to show you real quick, see, he's still following me. Stop it. Stop following me. Basil can be found right down here when he's not in his house. He's at his house in the mornings and I think early afternoon, but in the evenings he comes down here to chill. So the best time to find him is here in the afternoon, especially if you don't have his house unlocked yet. As you can see, Milda is outside of her clubhouse now, so this is the other place you can find her. And this is the Furbuns Clubhouse. Here is where all the accessories are, this is a little quest board, and this is where the cards are. And then they have the Frumbums Humbum, which is needed to tame their Ooblets. Next up is another building you'll eventually unlock, which is the Dance Barn. So in here, there's only one thing of importance, and it's this guy. This is where you can sign up for dance battles. Each day you have random types of dance battles like freebie, normal, or signature, and you get weird things like obsidian, rain plots, giant bundles, oob coops, different clothing items that can only be found here. But in order to get these things, you have to defeat people in 3 different dance battles. We have another one of the random people's houses, and in this one is another place to find things like there's usually gummies in there. You can get a lot more of the tokens here, things like that. This is another thing that opens and that occasionally has gummies and stuff, so you can get a few items from popping in here every now and then. Next on the block is Ara's house. In here is where you'll upgrade the friendship stickers. So the printing press is why we have all these amazing friendship stickers we can get, and it looks like Aura is in her house right now, so like I said, this is one of the places you can find her. You can also find random potions scattered around this area, which just give a little extra lore and is pretty fun. And normally you can also find tokens to the house she's a part of. Usually right about here where yeah, right there. The next important area to take a look at is here. So this is a building you'll find yourself in for a lot of cutscenes, which is the Badgetown Ooblets Tower. You do your first big dance battle here. You slowly upgrade the internet, and this is also where you access the internet once you have it unlocked. So for the Ooblets, there's things like furniture, and this is where you can buy literally all of the furniture. So if you want to collect them all, you can now. You can also organize it and search. Like, it's really well done, the database on this, and it's very easy to find what you're looking for. So I could say wallpaper or spooky. Click done it. And as you can see, it's got Portrait of Spooky Steve, Spookish Thing, and Spooky Paint. So that's really good. You have Ooblets clothing, where there's actually clothing I don't have. I should check this more often. But they have specialized clothing on here that you can only get on the Ooblets, and also access to all other clothing. It looks like for Christmas they added a bunch of cool scarves, which I did not realize, so I'm glad I checked this out. So I'm just scrolling through to make sure. Again, search feature, things like that, so it's very easy to find whatever you're looking for. Obsidian Grocery. Doesn't have much, but it has the main things that you can make that sometimes you just want to buy instead. Here you go, you can buy it. You don't have to have your Ooblet slave over a machine to make it for you. You also have Effect Petitions, which was the petition to say Badgetown. As you can see, it's already finished, so this, after you say Badgetown, this kind of doesn't have an effect anymore. And then you have Plenty's Plus, which is another way to do orders and stuff. You can actually accept 8 orders, so you can accept more, and you get a lot more money from doing these orders versus the one Plenty's that's outside of Mead's store. And that is everything. As you can see, Ooble Maps, Ooblet Timeline, and File Explorer are still closed down, so I think they have plans to update the internet even further. Next up, we're going to go in the Moss Sprouts Clubhouse. It's a very small clubhouse. You can see Outgrid spends her evenings inside the clubhouse when she's not in, though she does spend her afternoons directly outside it. So she's pretty easy to find as long as you're not too late in the day trying to find her. You can get the Moss Sprout mount to get their pets. Behind those are their cards. And then on this side are their really cute accessories. My personal favorite from them being the backpack, which is for sale right now. Looking over here, you have the Wildlands board, the revitalization project. Here you would do different tasks until you eventually unlocked every area of the Wildlands, and then after you've unlocked all the area of Wildlands, you can continue to do it to get cool challenges that give you fun items such as 20 wishes, which isn't something I need, but it's an interesting thing you can do. Something I like to note for people who might not realize when they're doing these projects is that, see how it says add 1 more Shrumbo to the Wildland? If I had a Shrumbo on me, I could donate it to the Wildland, collect my wishes, and then instantly take my Ooblet back. So it's not so much about donating to the Wildlands and, you know, never seeing your Ooblet again. It's more like proving that you've gotten this Ooblet in order to get the reward. So I don't have a Shrumbo on me, and I'm not going to go fetch one. But know that if you have the Ooblet you need, you can donate it to the Wildland and then instantly grab it. The fun thing about this list is that it always has your most recently donated Ooblet on the very top. So whatever Ooblet you add will just pop up right here and you can fetch them back really easily. Or if you want to, you can go into the Wildlands and fetch them from there. So the Wildlands is a very complicated place and has a lot of areas. As you can see, my old Ooblets that I didn't want anymore are all here. And you can retrieve that's a tree. You can retrieve Ooblets directly from here if you want to. I personally don't, so we're just gonna all leave them here. The last area you unlock in this world is this thing, which is the mining. You pick this up, you press spacebar, and it gives you tons of obsidian and Nernies, which are super useful and helpful and some of the best things ever. So definitely want this unlocked. Nernies is actually one of the hardest things to keep up with. This is the one resource I actually run out of. So I love that I have a place I can go to get unlimited Nernies. This area, some are grown, is where you find these peppers or spicy spears. They grow, you see where this leaf thing, that means a spicy spear can grow there. So always come in here looking for your spicy spears because you need them for recipes and to fully upgrade your Oop Coops. On this half is the fishing area. You can get specialized fishing from fishing this lake. I'm not sure what they all are because I haven't done it, so I don't know. But you can see dangle and stuff here, which is kind of cool. So it's a unique fishing spot with unique loot, so I would recommend fishing it out and seeing what you can get. The other area that's here is this. So this is near endgame. So at the end of the game, you unlock this really cool area. During the game, the end sequence, this thing is full. You can take a look at all the cool different secrets and stuff. After the game ends, there's kind of only one reason you would ever come down here, and that's because this is where the bees live. So in here, you can battle to get all the different types of the bees, which are very easy to do. You'll get all 3 bees pretty quickly. The Gleamy shows up a surprising amount of times. And then you can also get honey goops, which are useful for different recipes and stuff, and of course also for getting to dance battle these guys. So it's fun to come in here and collect some honey goop every now and then and dance battle some bees and get them all for yourself. I don't need any more of you guys. I have my 3, thank you. So past that, we have our last little house here. This is another random person's house. And in here you can find a lot of goodies. My favorite part about this place is actually the kitchen, because you can get a carrot and fruit juice. But yeah, that's what's inside here. Well, looks like we're going to tour the rest of the world in the rain, which is fine. As you can see, like I was saying, Taffy can be found up here early in the morning, so hello Taffy. But we are going to focus on traveling with Grimble. Let's go. Alright, so we have a lot of places to explore, but the first thing I want to show you is the vacation spot. So this is what you get when you find the treasure map on the beach of Badgetown. Is one of these X's will appear randomly along this edge of the map. I don't know if any show up here. I don't know where the last one is, so but you can click on it for, I think, 3 days. So for 3 different days, you can click on it and sail to that island. So the vacation island looks the same no matter where it is. It's always this island. What changes is the ooblets that you might find here. So, for example, it's these guys today. The ones that haunt my nightmares. I think these are the creepiest looking ooblets, just period. I like to go, but I'm still hunting for a Gleamy version of them, so I always show up here because I'm very much aware this is the only place they will ever show up. Doesn't look like there's any Gleamies today, so we're going to move on to the next place. Oh, though it is important to note, along the ground you'll find Nurnies, and you'll also find obsidian, so it's a good source of both those resources. So let's do these in the order that they entered the game, because I think that will be fun. So the first world to ever enter the game was Mammonia, which surprisingly is like one of the farthest away ones. Yeesh. So Mammonia is an easy one to tour because you can just go into the circle. They have their tower room. It's locked right now, but at some point you could go in there and turn on the Ooblets. It's just locked, but afterwards you can't get into it anymore. This is where you get your seeds, which I think is the most important thing to keep in mind. Along the floor you'll find these bolts, which are good for recipes and taming certain Ooblets. Most important thing, in my opinion, about Mammonia is the bamboo palms that grow on these cactuses. Collecting them is super great for when later in the game when you just want to skip days, because these are an important resource that you absolutely need in order to do that. So we're going to go around and collect them all. There's another one. Yeah, I know you all want to dance battle. We're not doing it. That's not what I'm here for today. And there's another. And then you drop back down, and that's the entire map. It's pretty small one, but it was also their first one ever, so it makes sense. Next up, we got one of personally my favorite areas, which is Nowhere. So this one has a few more important places of notes. The first thing is that right up front you're introduced with their 3 different seed types, so make sure you keep that in mind. You then follow the path. This breakout just leads into this little area here, which is a good place to get the glimmers, which is the material that you'll find scattered around here. You need it to cook some recipes, tame some ooblets, and also to buy potions, which I'll show you in a bit. So I'm just going to gather some glimmers while I'm here, because they're one of the harder resources, in my opinion, to find. We'll keep going along the path. This is an important route to keep in mind, because here you have the Witchy Wilba. Hello! And she sells 2 really cool potions, which are the Essence of Embiggening and the tincture of tinying. So what these potions do, the tiny one shrinks your ooblets, the large one makes your ooblets big like that guy there. They're really fun to play with. You can give your ooblet multiple ones. I think it's 3 of each. So you can have super duper duper tiny ooblets and super duper duper big ones. And it just makes for a fun time. Then you can go all the way to the very top here. And here you find the Ooblets tower right here. Which this one you can go into still. And as you can see, it says the internet is on. It just doesn't let you use the internet here. This is also these graveyards during the Ooblet Halloween event, which happens every October, become very important because clues and riddles appear on all of the different graves, and you have to figure out which one you need to solve, what item you need to find. You bring it to a grave, and you get a gleamy version of one of the Nullware Ooblets, which is always a fun event to see if you can solve the riddle and what Ooblet you happen to get. And that is everything to be seen in Nullware, so we're going to move on to the next area on the list. So after Nullware came one of the more interesting worlds, which was Port Forward. Now Port Forward is one of my favorite worlds to visit purely because it's full of mini-games, and the mini-games are actually really, really fun to play. But other things to note here is the sheet shop is just right when you get off of the hot air balloon. And in here they sell 2 different types of sheets. Hello. So make sure you pick up your seeds from here. Here you can buy some tickets, so that way arcade tokens, so you can play all of the different hard games. You can see this store is closed. Here's one of the games is there. You got seats which you can lounge on. This is another one of the games. This shop is one of my favorites. This is the Vampire Bento. And in here you can buy a bunch of the Halloween and spooky themed stuff. I own pretty much all this stuff because I love the aesthetic, but you can buy like rugs and chairs and all that stuff, which I think is great fun. Haunted clocks. So you have another little arcade here. The fun thing about this store is it's now evicted because Bumblebee's closed, but before that, before you finish the game, you can enter the store, and it's honestly a really cute, fun sweet shop where all you can buy are like the Bumblebee candies. And I'm kind of sad it's evicted because it's a really cool looking store, and now there's only like one store on this entire boardwalk. It's really reflecting like modern shopping centers at this point, in which there's like one store and nothing else. There's another game here, one over here, and then this is where you can spend the tickets that you got on really cool things like the balloons. The balloons you can then give as gifts to the villagers, and they will always have the balloons. They will always run around with them. Just be warned, they'll never get rid of the balloons. So they're stuck with them. Like, they will just always forever hold and love the balloons. Also, this is a new balloon, and I'll have to get it, and I'll have to pick a third best friend to give this balloon to. Who do you guys think I should give a balloon to? Let me know in the comments, and I'll give them a balloon in the next episode. And I'll give them the Legacy balloon eventually when I get it. Of course, you can unlock this Ooblet tower. And of course, this Ooblet tower stays unlocked because in order to access it in the first place, you have to become the gaming champion, and then therefore you technically own this Ooblet tower. So this one's actually mine. I own this tower. I'm proud of that fact, even if I did cheat to get here. Yeah, and that is all of Port Forward. This is the board where you can see all of the different records. This record here, the reason why it's so weird is because that's the one record I legitimately got myself. All the other records I did not get. I bought them. Actually, I might have gotten the blob pen. I can't remember if I actually passed this one or not. But Let Loose was the only one where I legitimately passed the record. All of the others I cheated for. The next world we got after Port Forward was actually not a world, but the Didgeridoo, so that's where we're going to head next. So the Didgeridoo is another like mini game place, for lack of a better term. So we can head across the sketchy bridge and into the newspaper place. There are 2 things she wants to say you can do here. I don't spend much time here. I don't care for it here. You can play a game. So the one thing that you can do in here is you can play a game. And it's called typesetting. And it's that game where like you slide things like this. There you go. Ta-da! I don't know what this newspaper reads, but yeah, so you can come in and you can play this mini game and you can get gummies. So it's a good, like, unlimited gummies thing if you have some time to kill. But otherwise, there's not much that happens here, sadly. Hopefully they do more with this later in life, like actually deliver newspaper could be fun or something along that lines. The next area that got unlocked was Panta Bear's Hill. So let's just sail our way that way. Now, I'm going to be honest, I hate this world. It's probably my least favorite out of all of them. To traverse is difficult, even with roller skates. It's just a terrible world to wander around. Also, finding the bear ooblets is so hard because they have so many wild ones. So if you're looking for like the uncommon or gleamy, they get mixed in with the wild ones and they're almost impossible to like differentiate which one's a wild one and which one's a normal one. So it means despite there being this world completely of just panta bears, I've yet to ever get an uncommon because I can't ever find them. But the first place you want to stop off of is here, because this is where you can get the seeds that you need. I think also at some point you can get clothing, she wants to say. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. It's been a while since I first unlocked this world. Over here you have like one of the mazes, which you have to do to complete quests, but I'm not here to tell you how to complete quests. I have other videos you can watch to see how that was done. You keep going along the path. It weaves and it winds its way through. It's very obnoxious. And you come to the next important part. This is where you can buy your own roller skates and a matching helmet in all sorts of colors. And you can also, once a day, buy baby skates for your ooblets. So if you come back every day, eventually all your ooblets can wear roller skates, which I think is very cool. You keep going down the path. There's a bunch of houses that you cannot go into. They are dead ends. And the path kind of ends here, where up here you have the statue that you have to repair for one of the quests is over here. And then after that you're kind of just in Panta Bear Meadows, and there's a lot of mazes and places you can get lost. And as you can see, these little uncommon guys, I want an uncommon one, but all of them are wild, and none of them are tameable. Or fightable, I guess. I'm not looking for tameable, I'm looking for fightable. And it's very obnoxious. Yeah, so my least favorite world personally. I don't like it. I'm ready to leave. Next, this is the last area that we're going to be looking at, because it is the newest area that they've added, and it's the tippy top. So the unique thing about the tippy top is that in order to traverse it, each layer of the mountain you have to add a new piece of ridiculous winter clothing. So one moment, as I go and put all those ridiculous pieces of clothing on. Yep, I think I'm ready to go now. Let's go. Yep, I know I look ridiculous, but this is what you have to wear to climb the mountain. This is where you can find the little rock guys. Oh, we have some uncommon ones here today. Hello. I'm only interested in gleamy ones personally. And you charge up. There's various quests that you have to get past at each level with people. A lot of fetch quests for this one, to be honest. And it's a long climb, so it's going to take me a little bit to get there, but I'll climb the mountain for you guys so you guys can see what's on the top. You can find some penguins up here. There's plenty of benches if you get tired. Now we're getting into like the more icy, I think this is the last layer. No, there's one more. And then at this point, this is the important area. You can buy a pickaxe for a horrifying amount. Is you have these boulders, and the boulders are cool because you can find Ernie's. There's an ooblet that lives inside some of these guys live here, but there's another material. Let me see if I can get it. Oh, we didn't get any today. Well, that sucks. There's these little crystals that are found inside the boulder, which you need to make certain foods and stuff, which are pretty important for things, but they didn't give me any today, so we're just going to keep on waltzing up the mountain. And at one point, your speed becomes like 0, your pick becomes all icy, you're freezing to death, you're climbing this hill. Your ooblets are probably all dead inside, but who's not to say they already were? They weren't already. But eventually, we will make it up this mountain. They make this very painful. But there's no cutscene, you just get to the top. And then up here is where you turn on the Ooblets. And that's it. There's a really pretty view, actually. So if you sit down on the seat, you get to look out the hill, and then you get this really cool cutscene, which I'll show you guys because it's really pretty. And you get to look over the mountains, and you get to have a moment, and if you look down, you can see a giant lake. Which, who knows, maybe one day we'll get to explore that. But yeah, that's the little area. You get a cute little music song, and everything, and that's nice. So you get a moment of like, yay, you made it to the top, but then you have to come all the way back down. And that's pretty much all of the areas in Ooblets. There's a lot. There's a lot to cover, a lot of areas, a lot of items to gather, and things to see. But I think I've covered pretty much everything, and where you can find it, and how you can find it. So hopefully you guys find this useful. Hopefully this helps you decide what, like, quests you want to prioritize, and all that, so that way you can unlock all of the cool things. Hopefully you learn some fun little secrets, or different areas you didn't really realize existed. Just let me know in the comments if I missed anything important, because I don't doubt that. There's a lot to this game, so it wouldn't surprise me if I totally skipped over a little area or something. So let me know in the comments if that's true. I'll heart your message, so that way we can make sure everyone gets to see what all the different cool areas in Ooblets there are. But this is all the time I have for today. I am going to spend the next 5 minutes climbing down this mountain, but I hope you guys have a beautiful and blessed day, and I'll talk to you again soon. I'm not going to say bye until I make it all the way down. Almost there, guys. We'll get there. Almost there. I look so stupid. We're getting there. Almost, yep. Come on. Come on. Come on. We're almost down. Almost. We'll be there soon. We got this. Just around the bend. A little bit farther.